はい、どうもグレです。今回もシャーロック・ホームズチャプター1やっていきたいと思います。で、今回はこのホームズの生え際から始まったわけですけれども、前回変態美術家なんていうんだ、画家か変態画家のボーゲルの美術館でなんか窃盗があったと。窃盗放火事件があって、でとりあえずマーキュリオというその画家ですね、窃盗にあった画家の住所を教えてほしいと言ったんですけど、知らないと言われたので、調べに市役所に行ったんですけれども、市役所では当たりがなかったので新聞社に来ました。旧市街地区だろ。旧市街地区で著名人で最近でいいのか。あ、出た、ライオン出版社ダロン・ダーウィックはデカダン派ってなんだ。そういう派閥があるんだな。なんと衝撃的な出来事だろうか。読者諸兄には展示会で土産物を手に入れることをお勧めしたいが、展示会はすでに終わりを迎えている。しかしマーキュリオ氏は読者諸兄に彼の家を訪れて絵画を買うよう促している。彼の住所は旧市街地区スカーレット通りとオリーブ通りの間のヘルメスアベニューだ。ほう、ヘルメスアベニューだって何回言うんだ。旧市街地区のスカーレット通りとなんて言ってたっけ、オリーブ通りの間にあるヘルメスアベニュー。スカーレット通りとこれか、ここだな。ここに行きましょう。ぶつかると悲鳴上げられるんだよな。あとぶつかった音がすげえ生々しい。ベチって。この辺スカーレット通りとオリーブ通りの間にあるヘルメスアベニュー、この辺か。この扉を探せばいいのか。ここだな、多分ここだろう。ボナファス・マーキュリオの自宅。
Excuse me, young man. Where do you think you're going?
Greetings, ma'am. I'm looking for the...
I don't care who you're looking for. You shall not pass. No visitors allowed.
I wish to buy a painting from Mr. Boniface Mercurio. Is he at home?
Dearie, tell me, because old age has made me blind. Did someone write Information Bureau on my forehead? Because I'm not here to answer your questions. Entry is for residents only. If you aren't a resident, please leave.
これ変装するんだな。変装してこいってことだよな、多分。ボナファス・マーキュリオに変装してこいと。おそらくそういうことでしょう。果樹なんかそれっぽいのあんのかな。胸が開いててひげ面、日焼けとだらしなさが足りないらしい。日焼けとだらしなさ、はあ、日焼けとだらしなさね。そういう服があるのか。
Don't miss out on my
衣装
unique. Let's
日焼けだらしなさ、これだ。これと日焼け、これだ。よし。ヒゲはいらんかな。武将髭いらんかな。これ多分だらしなさだから多分いるよな。マスクとかはいらないし、あ、ボサボサな髪もいる。これもいる、絶対。よかった、全部見といて。
a good choice. A good choice indeed.
完璧な変装だ。完璧だ。よし、行こう。これは歩いていった方が近いか。
Oriental rugs at a good
東洋の
price.
絨毯がお買い得です。
I'm afraid I have nothing to offer.
お買い得ですって言っときながら売り物がないですってもう完全に詐欺だよな。じゃあ何を買わせたいんだって話になるじゃん。東洋の絨毯がお買い得ですとか言っときながらさ、売り物がないんです。バカじゃん。ハロー。話しかけるしかないのか。
Boniface, sweetie. Is that you? Ah. Old age does terrible things to one's sight. I didn't recognize you at first.
How are you, Mum? I'm ashamed to admit that I've lost my key. Do you have a spare?
For heaven's sake. How
これ
many times will you lose
声
that
とかで
key
バレ
of
ないんだね。
yours? Of course I have a spare. You artists all live in your own little world.
Please accept my thanks.
I would rather accept your rent. You promised to pay me several
数
weeks
週
ago and
間
I'm still waiting.
数週間に
I
は
will pay you,
何
I
数週間前だろ。
You'd better do, my dear. Or else I'll just change the lock.
多
And I
分
won't fall for
ボナ
those
ファス死んでる説あるな。マーキュリオ死んでる説ある。部屋、部屋ってどこ？部屋ってどこ？隣？隣っすか？どこ？え？あ、ここだよな。あ、ここか。どこだ？ここじゃない。あ、ここだ。うわー、絶対絶対とかじゃなくて死んでた。大家見に来ないんだな、やっぱ。画家とかだとさ、なんか自室にこもることが多いからやっぱ見に来たりしないんだろうな。
Red skin,
What?
tails on the back. Reminds me of Werder's description of the stolen painting.
これはまあ芸術だからセーフだろう。
The chest has been searched.
絵を探してたのか、何かしらの。
Aunt May whiskey, brandy bucks. Quite a collection he had here.
ウイスキーにブランでちょっと主性が強いものを好んでるんだな。ナイフがなくなっている。青い布地、あ、なんか引っかかってんの。確かに。
It appears the wine was truly awful.
ワインの瓶が割れていると。
I wonder where he got that fancy camera.
高いんだこのカメラ。
Despite the overall tendency towards mess, you cannot sit with the drawer pulled out like this. Someone left it after searching.
結構あれだな、物色されてんだな、部屋中。
The blood has dried.
血が乾い
I've
てる
heard
って
of
こ
this
とは
style of painting. It is called expressionism.
皮肉が強すぎるよ。ちょっと血が乾いてるってことはここ何日かの話ではないと。ここ何日かの話ではないってことだよ多分な。あれ、あとは、あ、遺体を調べてなかった。一番重要な遺体を調べてなかった。
Judging by post-mortem rigidity, the body lay here for 1 or 2 days.
ここ数日の話でしたわ。拳の怪我。ああ、殴ったのか。
The wound is precise. It was inflicted by a razor or a knife.
酔っ払ったところを刺したとかではな、刺したとかなのかな。
Soaked in blood. It seems as if the puddle of blood was here before the rags.
え？血があれ？この倒れ方とか関係あるのかな。やべ、何がヒントがわからん。くそ、どこだどこだヒント。なくね？これか？違う。ああれ？ふむ。手見たしよ、顔見たしよ、布見たしよ。こっちの手見てないのか。こっちの手見れないんだよな。範囲外だ。で、胸見て、あと足とかじゃねえのか。わかんねえ。どこだ？ああ、どこじゃ。とりあえずぐちゃぐちゃに動かして反応するところを探せ。あのナイフか。あ、よかった。こんな重要物件に気づかなかった。
Could be the murder weapon.
よし、とりあえずここは調べ終わったかな。あ、上になんかある。あ、お前か。なんかある
Don't
っ
look at
て。
me like that, Sherry. I
なん
won't
かあるって
touch
お前
that
かよ。
dirty floor.
とりあえず調べ終わったかな。記憶の宮殿やってみるか。無理だな。何か調べていないものがまだあるっぽいな。この部屋以外。あ、なん
The
かある。
photograph was not pulled out in time. Such a waste of material.
なんか現像してたのか。どこ？推理タイム。これが一番難しいよな。マーキュリーがなんか現像をしてたと。で、まあ、殺したろな。わからん。こうなのか。青い布地がついてたってことはマーキュリオじゃないもんな。マーキュリオ白だもんな。ってことはこれだな。まあこうだろう。もう一個見てみるか。いや物色してるからこっちだ。
Mercurio was developing photographs when the intruder snuck in.
よかった。間違えたかと思った。
Mercurio heard him coming. While the thief was searching the chest, the painter ran towards him with a bottle in his hand.
なんで
He
現像してん
smashed
の
it
に瓶持
across
っ
the
てんだ
thief's
よ。
head. The intruder had no choice but to defend himself, and the weapon of opportunity happened to be a kitchen knife. Mercurio stepped aside to grab the painting, but the wine-blinded thief attacked Mercurio's throat. When the thief came to his senses, he saw Mercurio bleeding on the floor. He grabbed the rags and tried to bandage him, but it was too late.
ああ、殺すつもり
Why
はなか
did
ったのか。
Mercurio attempt to snatch the painting in the middle of a fight? To strike the intruder? Not with his painting, it was too important to him.
ほう。
It's time for some chemical magic, John.
ケミカルマジックじゃん。ケミカルマジックじゃん。4マイナス6。マイナス4マイナス6か。これゴリ押しちゃいけねえな。多分。いや、ゴリ押しでいけるな。これとこれとこれ使ってでまずこいつ違うプラス1反転でいいでしょ。プラス1反転でマイナス4ができると。でまずこれで足して3ができると。そしたら反転して2倍すると。はい OK。 マーキュリオの部屋の生物画だ。うん。これ何に使うんだ。泥棒の目的はマーキュリオの殺害ではなかった。
That doesn't look like the painting we need, Sherry.
As expected, but that doesn't mean it won't tell us anything. Let's put it on the easel where it belongs.
置いてみたよ。
I guess this is his most ordinary painting.
あ、
Spot the two differences,
この
John?
左上がないね。ここがないわ。
If the intruder didn't take it, the skull should be somewhere here.
頭蓋骨とこれは瓶とかあるでしょ。ん暗くてわかんねえな。もうちょい明るくしてほしいな。てかスキャンで出るんだ。
Nothing behind it.
スキャンで調べるべき場所が出るんだな。
Monster was actually a man. Poor girl.
女性？
John, you ought to be thrilled. We are now hunting the devil himself.
あの
What were
絵
you
画で
saying, Sherry?
女性が
I was too busy
襲われ
sketching
て
the
たもんな。
scene, you know, crimes and such like, daily routine. Did you find something?
A photograph. It depicts a man in a red suit with tails sprouting from his back and multiple people in masks watching the scene. It all adds up. But the act of love, it wasn't given willingly, John. It was a violation. And the girl, she was with child.
Give that to me now. Did you recognize someone?
No. Although the victim is not from Cordona, she is African. Look at the ritual scars on her face.
Get that image out of your brain. You have to continue the investigation.
I must speak to the landlady. Perhaps she saw or heard something.
Sherry, you cannot tell her the truth about Mercurio. It will hurt her.
John, that's illogical. Sooner or later, she will come here and discover a corpse, and I still need to talk to her.
Just avoid mentioning corpse. All right? Stick to the character. Tell her to call the police.
I'll take that into account.
And wait here. I've redrawn the people in the photograph. Now you can proceed with your investigation without those horrific details.
女性を 襲ってるところを絵に描いたのか。実際に襲われたんだ、女性が。そういうことね。でその多分なんだ、何を、女性があさあ分からんぞ。写真を探す。ああ、なるほどな。まあジョンの言うことには従っておこ
What's wrong, dear? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Can you tell me if anyone else has recently entered the flat?
Oh, you're talking about
う。
that
足を引きずった
leaking
男。
man. I'm sorry I let him in. I was scared.
あ、
And I thought maybe he would
美術館を
motivate
襲
you to
っ
find
美術館
money so that you would pay your
で
rent. No
悪さしたやつも足
offense.
引きずってたやつだよ
Can you
確か。
describe him?
Oh, so you weren't at home. I was so certain you didn't
首
leave
に
your
入れ
flat
墨。
that day. He was of average height, had a limp and a tattoo on his neck, and he was smoking Malpal cigarettes.
マルパルのタバコ。
My husband used to smoke those. They have a horrible smell I can recognize from a mile away.
Can I ask a favor?
Of course, dearie.
Please call the police and ask them to enter the flat. And don't look inside until they come up.
What? What trouble have you stepped in this time?
It really doesn't matter. Thank you, Mum.
さあ、記憶の宮殿の新しい手がかり。マルパルを吸う。同一人物だよな。写真を盗むためにマーキュリーの自宅へ行った泥棒は本人と鉢合わせし、正当防衛で彼を殺害した。まあそうなるな。
Phew, Sherry, that was close. But you did everything correctly. Now, take off your outfit. I can't let you walk around in a dead man's clothes.
え、あ、服脱がされた。強制的に服脱がされました。変態。これを誰かに聞かなきゃいけない。部族的な傷が顔についた。誰かに、そこら辺の人に聞けばいいか。トルコ系か、アフリカ系って言ってたよな。アラブ人、ポルドナ人、ウェールズ人、アフリカ系、アラブ人、アラブ人に聞いてみるか。芸術家は上流、あ、ヒゲもか。ヒゲはいらん。芸術家は上流階級か。
Do you know anything about this?
Sorry, but I never heard of this.
この人じゃないな。クリミア人、薬剤師は多分上流じゃないな。働いてる人だな。
Help me, please.
You have a nerve to talk to me. Get back to work.
Time to check your who, what,
衣装違ったらしい。上流階級か、この人。
what, Sherry.
Help me, please.
Who are you asking
can't help
about
you,
what and dressed as what?
なんて
Do you know anything about this?
I can't help you, friend.
This isn't working. You might need a different tack.
アイルランド、トルコ人に聞いてみるか。わかんねえんだよな。物乞いは犯罪者系でいいだろう。
May I ask for your assistance?
No, sorry, I know nothing.
くっそ、誰に聞きゃいいんだこれ。アフリカ系っつってもな。ヨルバ人、不良、天才。
Do you know anything about this?
Oh,
お、来た。
I know about that. Let me tell you.
スカラーディオとシルバートンの間のビクトリアブリッジの下にある難民の野営地だ。はい。ビクトリアブリッジ、スカラーディオと あ、シルバーとこっちか。ビクトリアブリッジの下にある難民の野営地。お、珍しいこの読み込みは。どっちだ。これ方向わかんなくなっちゃうんだよな。こっちか。合ってる合ってる。ビクトリアブリッジの下に行かなきゃいけないんだな。行き過ぎた。ここか。ここから降りてって。
Beasts!
ビースト。なんだ、警察と住民が争ってるな。
They're completely livid.
First they come to our land, then they murder our people.
Drop them all into the sea!
Where do you think you're going? Speak with the chief.
責任者、あなたっすか。
Sir, this place is off limits to the public. Please state your business or leave, or I shall request that the police escort you out.
僕は探偵だ。
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm a private investigator. I'm looking for a witness for a case.
A private investigator? Really? Even so, you're not authorized. I can't let you in.
And you are?
I'm Ronald Harlow, here to handle the refugee situation on behalf of City Hall.
ロナル
I'm
ド・
the
ハ
acting
ール。
supervisor here, so I have full authority here to ask you to leave, or I shall order the police to detain you for trying to pass the blockade. Please, step back.
年齢を上に見せようとしている。日の当たらない屋内での仕事。役人らしく見せようとしている。精神的な重圧から汗をかいている。あ、嘘をついてんのか。普段は座っている。役人なんじゃねえか。普段座ってるってことは役人だよな、多分。形式主義者って何？どっちでもいいや。わかんねえ。わからん。
The people in the crowd are shouting about a murder in the camp. Are you trying to hide it?
It's mere assumption. I assure you that the situation is under the police's control.
If it was under control, if there was no dead body, you wouldn't be as nervous as you are. You would be sitting in your cozy dark corner of the City Hall room doing nothing as usual. Yet, you're here, trying to deal with a series of problems you never asked for.
These insults are inappropriate. You don't know what I'm doing for this camp. Even though the rest of City Hall doesn't give a bloody squat about the refugees, maybe I didn't want to be assigned to this camp. But I'm trying to do my best for these people.
間違えたっぽい。
My work. They might
間
not
違え
have
ま
any
した。
shelter
観
or
察。
food even.
I apologize, Mr. Harlow. Perhaps I was prejudiced towards you, but
まあでもあれ
in any
間違
case,
えても
your
進められる
still
から
want this to
いい
be
よ。
over as quickly as possible.
気楽にいけ
The
る。
current reality is that neither you nor the police are managing things well. You are unable to calm the crowd. You have simply never handled a situation like this before.
What are you driving at, Mr. Holmes?
ていうかそう。
I can help you to handle the situation if you're truly interested in solving things quickly and quietly.
And how exactly would you manage that?
Simply tell the police that I'm with City Hall and I'm permitted to investigate the scene. I'll work out the rest, but in return, I need your help finding my witness. She's a young refugee. She's with child or was with child recently.
Look, there is indeed a dead body inside the camp. So even if the girl you are looking for is there, all the refugees are now being detained and interrogated by the police. They won't allow you to speak with her. and I can't do anything about that until the situation settles down.
So it's in our mutual interest to settle it.
Oh. I suppose that things are bad enough that I ought not shy away from help. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell the police to allow you to come inside. Just tell me when you're ready.
この野営地にいる死体ってもしかして泥棒なんじゃねえか。
Mr. Harlow, what exactly do you do here? What are your responsibilities?
What I do and what I am responsible for are two different realities, Mr. Holmes. On paper, I am in charge of the camp territory, security, provision, and the refugees in general. What I actually do most of the time is knock on every city hall door trying to obtain some funding, or at least rations for the camp.
The police here on City Hall's behalf too.
They are, minus those who came here after the body was found. The governor won't let the refugees disperse into the island, so there's a significant police presence guarding the camp. Naturally, they answer directly to the police. I have some influence here, but I'm not their direct authority.
どうでもいいな。
I'm ready to take a look at the scene.
事件に関係ないことは話さなくていい
Go
よ。
inside the camp and find Inspector Tewkesbury. He's the officer investigating the scene. Tell him I sent you. Say you're an independent expert from City Hall. He'll fill in the details for you.
I'll find my way with words. Thank you, Mr. Harlow.
これか。
So they keep these refugees under a bridge like proverbial trolls. No wonder the people outside are so disturbed.
Who the hell are you? How did you get in here?
Mr. Ronald Harlow let me in, sir. I'm Sherlock Holmes, a surveyor of refugee affairs with City Hall. You're Inspector Tewkesbury, I presume?
A surveyor? What does that even mean?
In short, I've been sent to conduct an extensive report on the incident for the Colonial
そういう
Office
のあったんだ。
and to assess all the damage inflicted on state property.
Got it. Another paperworm sent to count money and get food for archive mold. Go on, look around, but don't make yourself too at home. As if I didn't have enough problems before you appeared.
Could you first tell me what happened here?
What happened? People from the bridge above the camp heard a woman screaming and saw a mass of refugees attacking a man. Clearly not a refugee. When the camp guards came by, the man was floating in the sewage canal with a knife in his chest. Bam. A murder. Big news for Cordona.
I'm sure. Thank you, Inspector.
容疑者誰だ
Do you have any suspects yet?
You're joking, right? I've got a whole camp full of suspects. And if you ask me, this bloke had it coming. Better bury him and forget about the whole thing. And now there's a crowd gathered at the camp, and my superiors say we must thoroughly interrogate the refugees. At least those who can understand any English.
Do you believe that your superiors wish to get rid of the refugees?
I think that both our superiors would rather keep the story quiet. Since that's an unaffordable luxury now, they're looking how to protect their public image. That's why I have to waste my time waiting for my people to turn every stone and befriend every refugee.
死んだ男は何者だ
Did you learn anything about the dead man?
The fellow looks like a thug. I've had dozens like him fished out of the sea over the past 20 years. Ever since these refugees arrived, there have been people on Cordona with bad blood in them. My best bet is that this thug had something against them too.
And no clue as to his identity.
He had some items on his body, but nothing to indicate who he was or where he was from.
I think I should catalogue his possessions in my records.
Go on. They're on the table near the body.
And none of the refugees were harmed?
One fellow was cut. He's lying over there near their kitchen. He's in a bad way.
You mentioned a woman screaming who attracted the bypassers on the bridge. Was she harmed?
No, she's all right, but perhaps the whole debacle started because of her. She started wailing and the refugees stood up for the girl.
And where is this young woman now?
Back there in the shacks, same as the rest of the refugees. She's been questioned by my men, but she's just some refugee girl. Can't understand much English.
難民は団結力がえげ
Here
つない
we
んだな
go again. Number of hours on Cordona before stumbling upon another dead body. 0.
ゼイボなんて言ってたの
Clearly a left handprint here.
左手
A furrow in the ground. A blood trail leading to or from the canal. A fresh crack, as if the crate was hit recently.
このあれでよくは真新しいってわかるよな 絶対わかんないわ。
Someone bled profusely here.
ここで怪我してあっちに川に向かってったのか。27センチ、警察のブーツ。
Police boots. Always happy to trample evidence. A heavy boot with a worn out sole.
重いブーツの底はすり減ってる。
A
裸
man's
足。
footprint.
こんな無能警察に話を聞いても仕方がないので自分で調べましょうと。あ、
Malpal.
やっ
Soaked with
ぱ
salt
り
water.
やっぱりじゃん。
A simple leather sheath. Perfect for a dirk. £1,000. A fair sum, especially considering British currency isn't very common in Cordona.
やっぱり死んだ男泥棒じゃん。もう
Oh, carnelian agate beads, a traditional African adornment.
カーネリアン石の数珠。
The blood sprayed off the blade after the strike.
ナイフで切りつけられた。
No hint of blood or impact. It might have been used as an improvised weapon. The cut is deep, potentially serious if not treated
この人がナイフ
immediately.
で切りつけられたのか。
He is in shock, feverish and dehydrated.
Sherry, you know first aid. Surely you have a duty to help this man. You can't leave him to certain death.
何をせえと。応急処置だと。これか。西洋ヒイラギ。
That will kill, not save him.
ダメなの。
Someone was dragged against their will.
応急処置。足そう。
It won't do any good.
なんで足そうって聞いたことねえよ。どうしたお湯、清
I'll
潔。
use it to create a solution.
これだけ？お湯だけでいいの？お湯だけでいいの？まだなんかあるよな絶対。お湯だけのはずねえもんな。おそらく清潔だろう。
Better than nothing to bandage the wound.
あ、なんかある、あそこ。あっち側行ってなかったな、そういえば。ここにも証拠あんじゃん。ドワー
I'm
フユ
afraid
リ。
these leaves can only be added to tea.
紅茶かよ。そんなユリがあるんだな。ユリって紅茶になるんだな。
Nausea and stomach pain is not
If
what
they
he
find
needs
out
now.
about the passage, everything will go to hell.
何よ。抜け道の目的を特定する。金、老警官。わかんねえ。わかんないときはこうやってな、ランダム性をな、重視して。
If they find out about the passage.
金でよかったわ。あれこれか。全然。野営地の出入りが厳しくなり、自分たちの計画で稼ぎを得ることができなくなる。
Nobody will know anything if you keep your bloody mouth shut.
The cop... Sherry, just look at this. Living quarters in a sewer. What kind of a genius bureaucrat came up with this idea?
あれ何をこれか。アロエベラ。
I can use this to stop the infection from spreading. I've collected all the ingredients now to prepare the first aid solution.
あ、まただよ。マイナス8、10。10はいけるんだよ。マイナス8。反転マイナス1、2倍か。あ、すっげえ音すんな、なんか。なんでそこ行くの？多分これマウスだな。マウスがいかれてる。あ、もうこれあるからなんだよな。一旦コントローラー差し直して、あら、コントローラー差し直したら動かなくなっちゃった。あれおかしいな。待って待ってちょ待ってちょコントローラー差し直したら動かなくなっちゃった。とりあえずこれでやるか。マイナスして動くまでこれでやろう。あ、違う、これプラス1しなきゃいけない。プラス1。反転いらねえじゃん。こっちや反転。プラス1反転2倍か。これか。コントローラーなんで動かさせて。ちょっとタンマ